If you're serious about earning real income in 2025 with print on demand, you're exactly where you need to be. I'm going to be sharing the exact tips and strategies that took me from earning no money to over $1 million without ever touching any inventory or wasting money in advertising. The crazy part is this business model is a great way to get your feet wet with e-commerce, but most fail because they overcomplicate the process. So if you're just throwing designs on random products and hoping for sales, you're wasting your time. So today I'm going to be breaking down exactly what works, the biggest mistakes to avoid, and how you can quickly start earning money with print on demand. Most beginners make the mistakes of creating designs they like and uploading tons of designs every other week. The truth is, if you're just uploading random designs, hoping you will get sales, you're playing a losing game. Instead, go to Etsy and look at what is in demand. Look at what are people buying, the aesthetic, what is the recurring theme, what has sold in the past couple months. Is there a design on a sticker perhaps that you could potentially put on a t-shirt? Keep your eyes peeled. And to make this process even easier, you can use tools like Everbee or Coalenda to analyze which products are actually selling. These tools are going to show you which listings are making sales and how much revenue they're generating. And little pro tip, don't just look at Etsy. I love to go on TikTok Shop to see what is also selling there. Bestsellers on TikTok easily become bestsellers on Etsy. If you think you need any artistic skills to make great designs, you're wrong. With AI and designs tools, you can create high-quality sellable designs in minutes using Canva for its templates or Playground.com or Leonardo.ai to create graphics that look professional. Remember as well, you don't need to have overcomplicated designs. There are plenty of minimalistic text-based designs that are earning 6+ figures on Etsy, like funny quote t-shirts or funny quote candles or journals. You can also leverage Vexel or Creative Fabrica and use their pre-made fonts and graphics. The goal isn't to be a graphic designer. The goal is to create simple designs that actually get you sales. Less is more. It's tempting to offer every single color and design variants possible, but the fact is that it's actually going to hurt your sales because too many options creates confusion for your customers. They end up second guessing their purchase and not making a decision. Think about it. Have you ever been to a store that you loved and ended up buying absolutely nothing because you had way too many options? You just couldn't decide on what you liked, right? That's happened to me. I know I've been there. So instead, I recommend that you stick to 3 to 10 best-selling colors. Comfort colors are always a hit with apparel. Look at what is trending on Etsy, look at what is actually getting sales, and make decisions based on that data. Remember, less is actually more. Only stick to a few products when getting started so you don't feel so overwhelmed. We all get shiny object syndrome. I'm just as guilty. But while you might think that the reason you're not getting sales is because your products are not unique enough, that's not 100% true. Now, don't get me wrong, I do love having unique products. It can give you an edge, especially at the beginning. But when starting out, you end up jumping from one product idea to the next, and you keep switching your products around too often. And this hinders your ability to go all in and understanding what works and what doesn't work. So instead, stick to products that are selling and know which print-on-demand suppliers to use based on what you are trying to sell. So personally, I have a few go-to print-on-demand suppliers that I like to use based on products that I sell. So for instance, for apparel and comfort colors, I like to use Printify. For embroidery apparel, I like to use Gelato and Printful. For print-on-demand jewelry, I like to use Allprint, and for blankets, I like to use Shine On. So while yes, it can be overwhelming at first, start small with just 1 or 2 product ideas. So for instance, you could only start selling t-shirts or just candles or jewelry and stick to these 1 or 2 products and these print-on-demand suppliers, so it's way more manageable on your end. Otherwise, you find yourself in a situation where you're testing out so many different products that you have different Canva templates, you have different thumbnails, and you don't have a good understanding of what is working and not working. So you're not addressing the core issue. The core issue being understanding what are the ingredients needed to have listings that are going to get sales. And if you find yourself in a situation where you're bringing in too many different product ideas and you're switching too often, then it's going to become overwhelming. And chances are, well, you're going to throw in the towel. So don't do that. Go after saturated niches and keywords. Now I know we've all been told that the gold is in unsaturated niches and keywords. And while it can be great as a beginners to get your first sales, unfortunately, unsaturated niches are not gonna help you having a steady Etsy business and daily sales. Let me show you an example. So this bonus mom candle is averaging $63 in sales per month. And this mom candle right here is generating $7,000 plus. Why the vast difference? Well, most people are looking for gifts for their moms, so don't fall into the trap of unsaturated niches. Saturation is actually your best friend. You just need to understand how to add emotions to your design, add aesthetic elements that are trending to get your design seen. The Etsy algorithm is much more sophisticated than we think, and if you have a listing that people just love, your listing will get seen with average SEO. So don't fall into this trap. This is a trap that I fell into when I started my Etsy journey. I was only going after unsaturated niches, and while it did help me at the beginning to get those initial sales, I quickly realized that there was not enough traffic and demand to go only after these particular keywords. So make sure that you go after these big saturated niches. I know those niches that feel so scary to go after because that's where the traffic is. And the key there is to differentiate your listing by adding what I will share in the next tip. Now, I know you've been told that SEO is the holy grail when it comes to getting your listing seen, or even worse, that you should be driving traffic to your listing, but that couldn't be further away from the truth. Wrong. Yes, extra traffic can help, but only once you have a winning listing. Otherwise, you're wasting your precious time and energy and driving traffic to a listing no one is interested in buying. So instead, focus your time and energy understanding how to drive sales by having products that either provide a solution or stir up some kind of emotion. Most Etsy sellers, they immediately obsess over keywords and trends, but when you create a design that sparks emotion and connection, you will stop the scroll and make someone say, wow, that's for me. Oh, I should get this for my mom. Emotions drive sales. A product that hits the heart will convert even if it's with average keywords because people feel like it was made for them. So this is why this calendar right here is averaging $8,000 per month. It's funny, it's unhinged. And this generic calendar has no sales. You need to focus on understanding what sells and creating non-generic listings. Understand how to stir up emotion and your sales will skyrocket. And little pro tip, sometimes it can be as easy as adding a personalized element into your listing. And you can use tools like Anywhere POD or Hello Custom to do so. Don't burn out. Once you hit your first $5,000 to $10,000 in sales, the biggest mistake you can make is opening a second shop or jumping on Shopify or Amazon. I know because I made those mistakes. Focus on what is already working and do more of that. So if one design is selling well, create similar variations or play around with adding it to another best-selling product to get more sales. Similarly, let's say you have a particular product type, such as a hoodie, that is selling well, trying to find ways to improve your mock-up or create your very own mock-up by ordering the hoodies and having your own photo shoot. The key to growth is simplicity. So trying to do too much too soon can actually slow down your progress. So most people give up too soon because they expect instant results. But here's the truth. Print on demand isn't hard, but it does require you to be consistent. You need to treat it like a business and not a side hustle. Have a strategy in place and don't just throw spaghetti at the wall. So if you follow today's tip, you will be on your way to building a real scalable business. And if you're curious on how I help Etsy newbies serve the Etsy algorithm like pros, grab my free training as I break down my step-by-step method that flips the usual advice on its head and actually works. I'll see you guys next time.